friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine, and today I'm going to show you how to do a no brushes makeup look. So what I love most about makeup is that it's really accessible for everyone. You don't have to have any kind of special training in order to have fun and be good at doing your makeup. And you also don't need to have any special tools or fancy makeup supplies. Sure, you can pick a really high-end designer, expensive brand of makeup, but there's also a lot of really amazing brands that make really high quality, affordable makeup as well. So it really spans the entire spectrum. You can do high-end, really expensive, or you can do, really affordable, high quality drugstore makeup as well. And the same goes for brushes. You can buy some really expensive designer brushes, but there's also a ton of companies that make really high quality brushes at a really great price point. However, you also don't need any brushes at all to do a really fun, nice makeup look. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna do my entire face of makeup with no brushes. Two things before we get started. One, make sure you wash your hands before you do your makeup. Just like you should wash your brushes, and this comes at a really great time because last night I washed all of my brushes. So they're all drying right now, so I don't even have any brushes to use. But just as you wanna keep your brushes clean from bacteria and, dirt and grime and all of that, if you're gonna use your hands to put on your makeup, definitely wash your hands. And the other thing is you're probably gonna wanna have a makeup remover wipe nearby just so you can wipe off any makeup on your fingers before you move on to the next item that you're gonna be using. And you also probably wanna have a washcloth. But other than that, let's get started. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my rings off for a moment just so I don't get any makeup on them. And I'm gonna start by putting some primer on my face. I'm using this Silk Pore and Wrinkle Minimizing Primer, and when I put primer on, I always make sure to apply it in a downward motion. That way it kind of fills in all of the pores on my face and gives me the smoothest canvas to work with. All right. So there is my primer. Next up is I'm gonna go in with my color correcting tinted moisturizer. Typically you see me put this on with a brush, but today I'm gonna put it on with my hands. I'm just gonna do one pump on my finger, and then I'm gonna kind of just start to place it on the different areas of my face, and then I will use my fingers to blend it in. Now, the one benefit of using your hands actually is that the warmth from your skin will start to melt the makeup a little bit, so you might find that you get a nicer application with some of your products by using your hands. Okay, so I have a couple of acne scars that I want to cover up. So I'm going to use my color correcting concealer. This is in the shade Light, and I just use a little bit. Now, I typically will put this on with a brush as well, but you don't have to. So I'm going to take a little bit on my fingers and just kind of dot it where I need it on all of my scars. Then I actually have a little bit too much on my fingers, so I'm going to put it under my eyes as well. And I'll use that today instead of my normal porcelain foundation, just because I happen to have too much on my fingers. So we're going to do this today instead. So I'm going to dot everything on, and then I'm just going to try to tap it in. This is probably the hardest part of not using any brushes, is this part. Just because I would normally use a brush to kind of blend this in, but when under your eyes, make sure to use your ring finger because it's going to pull the skin the least out of all of your fingers. And it actually is going on quite creamy, which I like. And I slept pretty good last night, so I don't think I have too many dark circles, so I'm not really worried about color correcting the purple with the foundation I normally use. So now I'm just gonna gently kind of work the concealer in. I still have a little bit more on my fingers. Here is my big problem. I have a bunch of acne scars on my chin right now. Super attractive, I know. But I think for the most part, they're covered. I do have a little bit of mascara on. I did have a phone call this morning, or video call this morning, so I did have a little bit of mascara on, but that was it. All right, so this is where the makeup wipe comes in because I do have some left on my hand and I want to make sure that I kind of clean that off before I go into my next step. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is my eyebrows. No brush needed for this because I'm actually just gonna use a pencil. So it kind of like comes built in. It's got the spoolie on one side and the product on the other. So this is what I'm going to use today, just to gently fill in my brows. I am really looking forward to getting them redone soon so I don't have to fill them in at all. So hopefully I will be able to get an appointment for that in the upcoming months. But in the meantime, just going to fill them in really easy, short, hair-like strokes using the pencil. Okay. All right, so next up is eyeshadow. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're gonna do like a crazy halo winged liner, you're probably gonna need a brush, but you still can put on some nice color without a brush using your fingers. So I'm gonna use this Mocha Java today, or I'm sorry, Mocha Java Shimmer today. It's actually one of my favorite colors. I think it looks great on everybody. It's just like a really nice light brown with a hint of shimmer. So I'm just gonna like apply it right to my eye, and then I'm gonna take my ring finger and just gently apply it to my lid. Now, I've mentioned before my eyes are a little hooded, so I will drag it up a little bit higher just so you can see it. But it's just like a nice wash of color. It's not too deep. I'm not like having to worry about the placement being super exact because it's not super dark or striking, and I literally can just dab down with my fingers, blend it in, and it's kind of hard to mess up. So it makes a really nice shade to use with that brush. All right, again, I'm gonna grab my makeup wipe and get the rest of that color off of my fingers because I'm going to use a lighter shade to brighten my inner corners. So I think I'm going to use this Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. It's kind of like a goldish beige color. And I'm just going to dot it in my inner corners. And then I'm going to use my pinky, since it's the smallest finger, to just kind of blend it in. Now you all know that I've been loving putting some sort of lighter color on my inner corners because it really just brightens up your face. A little pencil brush would be easier, but you also could probably use a Q-tip to do this. All right, so there is my eyeshadow. Super simple. Covered my lid with the Mocha Java Shimmer, which is a really light shimmery brown, and then just put a tiny dot of the Sandstone Pearl Shimmer in my inner corners just to brighten the look up. Next up, I'm going to put on some mascara. I already have mascara on, but I'm just going to do like a really quick coat on top to just freshen it up. Obviously, mascara is like a built-in brush, so this doesn't really count. All right, next up, I'm going to put a little bit of blush on. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix a custom shade on the back of my hand. I'm going to use a little bit of our Pearlizer Foundation, which is our like luminescent foundation. That works amazing as a highlighter. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to mix a dot of each of these ShadowSense colors. This is Sunbaked Shimmer, and this one is Rosa. Sunbaked Shimmer obviously has a shimmer to it, and Rosa is just a matte, maybe slightly pearlescent peachy pink. So I'm going to mix the two of those. You can see I have the Pearlizer plus the Rosa and then the Sunbaked Shimmer. I'm gonna mix them together to create this really pretty pink. Kind of hard to see with the light. And then I'm just gonna dot it on with my finger. And when you do this, just make sure to use a little bit at first. You always can go in and add more later, but if you put too much on, it's kind of hard to get rid of it. All right, so there I have my blush on. I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of this with my makeup wipe. And then I think last but not least is lips. And I'm just going to use a little bit of gloss. This is our Metallic Rose. This is sadly sold out. It is so beautiful. That's why you have to hop on these limited editions fast when they come in, because then they disappear and they're gone. And I'm so sad because I love this color. Just like a super soft pink. With a hint of like metallic shimmer. It's really pretty. All right, so this is my final look. This is my no makeup brush look. You know, if I had somewhere to go today, if it wasn't like quarantined out and also like disgusting and kind of gross here today in LA, like I would totally go out like this because it looks really nice and I didn't need to use any fancy brushes. I used super basic products, tinted moisturizer, concealer, a little bit of eyeshadow mixed with foundation for my blush, some eyeshadow just straight on my lids, just applied it with my ring finger and my pinky finger, and that was it really. So like I said, what I love most about makeup is that it's really accessible to everybody. You do not need to have any fancy training, you don't have to have any fancy equipment, you don't have to have the most expensive products or brushes in order to have fun with makeup and play around with it. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to you soon.